Cisco and third-party integration, Splunk and Azure, Cisco Endpoint AMP. All right, we've just finished deploying Splunk in Azure. This is the first time we log in. It asks you about help us improve Splunk. Sure, I'm more than happy to do that. Hit OK. Right out of the gate, right, search and reporting, but you can see here at the home app, you've got, product tours, app data, or add data, explore data, and then Splunk application. So what we'll find here, before we focus on Endpoint AMP, I'm going to show you that there's a ton of Cisco applications available in Splunk. And so we'll do a quick search for Cisco. And the first thing we're going to see is Umbrella is available, right, as an add-on. Right here at the top, we've got Endpoint AMP. Right, we've got Network add-on. We've got ACI. You've got Stealth Watch. You've got Network Visibility Module. We've got eStreamer. For firepower, you've got Endpoint AMP using the API. You have ACI, I think I mentioned, Tetration, email security, and web security appliances. So lots of different applications available in Splunk, although we're going to focus on Endpoint AMP. But before we do the installation, let's go to Endpoint AMP. And what we have to do within Endpoint AMP is create an API credential. So I have one here for AMP visibility, which is Cisco's threat response tool that's available to customers. But we're going to do Splunk, and it's got to be read-write. Once we do that, there's going to be a third-party API client ID and then the API key. Obviously, I'm not showing it here, but you would have these, and these are going to be used to add to the Splunk application. So we'll come back to that. Now we're here. Again, let's just go back into the Splunk app. I guess I could have just continued with the browser I already had open, but whatever. And let's do a search for Cisco Endpoint. And once we do that, we'll have two options here. We're going to focus on the API integration. So we'll install this app, put in your username and password. It asks for a restart. Restart now. Once that's complete, then we can go ahead and move forward with the configuration. So it's pretty quick, right? Again, this is a brand new clean install. There's no real magic. Even the firewall rules coming internally to Splunk to allow this connection is already in place, right? You should probably be more restrictive, but I'm just trying to highlight how simple this is to get this integrated. Okay, now we have this app, right? Cisco AMP for Endpoints input. So now we need to configure that. Now, just for everyone's awareness, I'm connected through a satellite link. I'm very remote right now. And so there could be a little bit of latency. It's not too bad. But most likely if you have any decent internet connection, it's pretty quick, right? So this is it. We come in, we create this input, and it's asking us for AMP for Endpoints API host. Okay. So we'll enter that, and that's going to be, you can find that on the information around the Splunk AMP for Endpoints application. In my case, I've just highlighted it here. We're going to do North America, api.amp.cisco.com. And then you've got your third-party API credentials, right? Remember I said that, and then the API key. You're going to need that information from Endpoint AMP, right? So we've got the host, right? So we'll put that in, and then you'll add the client ID and the API key. Once that's done, you'll save that out, and you're done, okay? From an input perspective. So that, or sorry, from the configuration perspective. But now what we're going to do is we're going to do the final configuration itself, and that's around this this input. So if you scroll down here, creating an input. So name should contain an input name, so something that is unique, right? Can't be changed once it's done. Index contains the Splunk index, the events, right, will be directed to. Okay, it defaults to main. Stream name should contain a unique name of an event stream. Okay, so this could be something that you create. And then you've got event types and groups. And these, I think, are selective. You can, yeah, these are here. You could leave blank for all event types. In my case, that's what I'm going to do. And same thing with groups. So really what we need to fill in is name, index, and stream name. And we can leave the event types and groups alone, right? All right, so let's go ahead and do that now. We'll call this Cisco Endpoint AMP. Stream name. I'm calling it Cisco Endpoint AMP. Stream, because I'm very creative, as you can see. Event types and groups we're going to leave. We're going to save that out. Beautiful. All right, we go back to the main page. We go into settings, monitor console. You could have hit search and reporting if you wanted to. And here we'll go host equals api.amp.cisco.com. You can see down here what to search. There's 2 events indexed already, and this is the only thing I've had added. And very quickly, we've already got 2 events. If we drop that down, right, we can see source type, host name, internal IP address. We can see that's clean. And in this case, we can see a whole bunch of CVEs that are associated to this asset. So we've got data coming in, which is really great, right? It didn't take a whole lot of effort to do this. In the next video, what I'm going to do is show us going through and generating some data and having a look at that. And then another video to follow up that is where we'll start doing some dashboard type stuff. But really easy stuff to get configured. Already starting to get events into Splunk.